Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Dawn of War 2 replay. It's on the south side as the Lord Commissar with TvangeS. Probably butchering that entirely. Spawning as the Force Commander, we have RedRolla, which I probably butchered that as well, knowing myself. You got Sentinel versus Tactical Marine Squad. Sentinel's now advancing forward, another Imperial Guard squad being deployed out as well. And Tactical Marine Squad's making its way forward. Blue see a Scout Squad. Scouts are pretty effective for some Imperial Guards. Shotguns are just very, very nice to have. And so we will not see a second Scout Squad right now. If you got a second Imperial Guardsman, this Imperial Guardsman has not been upgraded with Sergeant just yet. And now we do also get the Lord Commissar. Capture the VP. We've got the Scout Squad moving around. And now Sentinel does find the Tactical Marine Squad. Sentinel's not being upgraded to Stomp just yet.
A task unfinished is a prayer unanswered.
Lord Commissar has put his sword down, and now he does draw it to engage the Force Commander. Force Commander does get some good shots there. He doesn't really want to engage the Lord Commissar at the moment. Trying to hunt down those scouts. Does bring up the shield generator now. So, Tactical Marine Squad does get stunned right there, now getting repaired up by the Imperial Guardsmen while in combat. No sudden upgrade in either Imperial Guardsmen. We got the generator activated for the Imperial Guardsmen as well. It does destroy that light cover there as well. We got a bit of heavy cover here deployed out by the Imperial Guardsmen. And now the Tactical Marine Squad is trying to tie up the Imperial Guardsmen up in melee. We have another Tactical Marine Squad called Force Commander, so he's going for heavy infantry. Literally, heavy infantry. Does pull up the shield generator there, only saying one slice there before getting this anticipated. And now we got the Force Commander trying to engage these Imperial Guardsmen. We may have another stomp available. It does get a good stomp there on the Force Commander. This Imperial Guardsman is using quite a bit of fire. The other Imperial Guardsman still has not been upgraded to Sergeant. And we do have one power generator deployed up by the Imperial Guard. Force Commander may go down to a couple more melee hits there from the Lord Commissar, down to 8 health right now. 7, 5, 4, 2, 1, 0. Tactical Marine Squad is behind some heavy cover. Force back the Lord Commissar. Overall good pick there by the Lord Commissar, taking out his opponent's Force Commander. Power generator has been deployed on out. Very nice.
Tactical Marines at the ready.
And there's the downed Force Commander. Casual Devil Squad has been deployed on out. Now we do also have some sergeants being deployed out as well. Yep, both Imperial Guard squads have sergeants.
Generator operational. Deploying flamers.
Oh, flamers. Second Tactical Marine Squad is being upgraded. Flamers. Flamethrower should be relatively effective versus Imperial Guardsmen. It's a pretty good AoE weapon versus a bunch of light models. Do got the Casual Devils as well.
Location secure.
This is Imperial territory now.
Grenade launcher barrage. He will spot the flamer. Oh no, there's a shotgun blast there. And there's the Devastator setting on up. And it does fire grenade launcher barrage onto the Devastator. He sees that flamer now, and now he needs to make sure to respond to it. He needs to focus on that flamer as quickly as possible. Imperial Guardsmen charging forward. They may want to do a melee order on the Devastator. Trying to get to the point now. Trying to now get the flamer to engage the Imperial Guardsmen. Imperial Guardsmen are severely stacked up, so the AoE effect from the flamethrower should be very effective. No, one generator did go down if he had all three built. Good stomp there onto the Devastator. Imperial Sentinels receiving quite a bit of fire as well. Lord Commissar is in the mix. Casual Devils trying to tie up the Tactical Marine Squad up in melee now. Grenade launcher barrage onto the Devastator. Does take on this model as well. And now the Lord Commissar does type the Devastator as well. He has a good special attack there. Multiple special attacks there on the Devastator. Devastator may go down. Devastator does go down, but so does Sentinel, but it's probably better to take up the Devastator rather than the Sentinel. Flaming Squad is falling back, and the other Tactical Squad is falling back as well. In fact, he may lose his squad down 40 health, 32, 29,
We are
30.
losing a requisition point to the enemy.
Nope, he will manage to escape on out of there. Imperial Guardsmen need to capture that power generator. You always need your power. Over here, Imperial Guardsmen trying to decapture this requisition point. Scout Squad's currently not upgraded, and I'm about ready to sneeze. I feel like a sneeze is coming on. My sinus is acting up in general. I think it's the seasonal allergies. Or could it be the fact that I was up in the ceiling the entire day and I'm sort of more or less covered in ceiling dust. That could be as well. It could be asbestos for all I know.
We must
Oh, we also got an IED being deployed out by the Agion Devils right now. Right there. Which you can somewhat see the below through the symbol, but we of course do see the detonation symbol, which is also really hard to see in quick glances. Yeah, that's... If I position that star just right, that detonation symbol is now fully behind it. Sorry. Sometimes little things like that just sort of amusing to me. This, speaking of which, that amusing. Imperial Guardsmen getting set on fire. And they're now on fire in a good way. Trying to go for some more gen bashing there, trying to lay down some heavy cover there, while the other Tactical Marine Squad trying to tie up the Imperial Guardsmen up in melee. Of course, great grenade launch barrage there by the Agion Devils, and now the Lord Commissar does tie up the flame up in melee, but one generator does go down to the other Tactical Marine Squad. Yeah, I did see a couple upgrades there on the Lord Commissar now. Tactical Marine Squad does fall back, Force Commander does fall back, Agion Devils need to fall back. But the Lord Commissar's upgrade, we do have the Power Sword, effective against heavy infantry and infantry. I think I read that backwards. Grants the Lead by Example ability, which inspires nearby troops, increases the Commissar's speed by 1. I don't know why. Whenever I read that, I always assume it says it increases the Commissar's speech by 1, because it says it inspires nearby troops, and just say speech. And it causes them to perform special attacks with every strike. That's pretty good. And he just executed one of those Imperial Guardsmen, didn't he?
We have lost a generator to enemy fire.
He forces these Imperial Guardsmen to fight really hard now. Getting a quick gen bashing there. He executed them so they can fire fast. I'm not sure if it does more damage or fire faster. But either way, the DPS goes up and the generators go down. Imperial Guard Squad does fall back now. And now the Lord Commissar does get some good slices there on the Flamer Squad. Not his Flamer Squad, his opponent's Flamer Squad.
All guns, open on no easy targets.
Lord Commissar is now taking up the Tactical Marine Squad of melee. Dude got the Scout Squad pushing them forward, getting some good damage there.
We shall make it. We are losing a
Lord Commissar seeing quite a bit of fire right there. And Lord Commissar does not go down, still has about 90 health. The compare, which I also got to mention, the compare pace armor. Compare pace armor gives increases the health of the Commissar by 200, health regen by 2.5, reduces the energy cost of and cooldown of Inspired Courage by 25 and 5 respectively, grants the Lord Commissar 15% increased damage for 15 seconds, and breaks his suppression if he is currently suppressed at the start of it. That extra health regen really did make a difference. People say, if I remember correctly, once you get up an additional like 3 health regen per second, your character can stay on the field permanently. Not worry about falling back to get health. Tactical Marine Squad trying to go for some more gen bashing. So far, the gen bashing has been relatively equal, barring the fact that the Lord Commissar is able to do his much quicker. Deactivating the point first, we got the other Tactical Marine Squad in the region, not upgraded. Does have to start an upgrade, just missing another regular model. Lord Commissar advancing forward, trying to tie up some of these forces up in melee. And does get a good special attack there onto the Flamer. Lord Commissar does get knocked back right there. We got the Razorback advancing forward. Your Guardsmen advancing forward. We got the Casual Devils advancing forward as well. They do not have the Sergeant for the melter gun. Does lay down some more heavy cover there. Been very, very active pulling out heavy cover. Now there are some stormtroopers on the build field, likely meant for the melter guns. Good grenade launcher barrage there on one tactical marine squad. Lord Commissar does fall back. Force Command is pushed way forward. Good try to decapture that point. Your Guardsman does get a little bit overwhelmed. And see private fire. It looks like it's going to lose all of these generators now. Over here. Oh, there's not many scouts left, is there? Yep, all generators will be bashed.
We're losing a power node to the
And looks like the Lord Commissar is being upgraded with the Stubbornness. A very stubborn Lord Commissar. Oh, is that Stern Guard veterans? That is Stern Guard veterans. Up north, we got the Imperial Guardsmen here to capture that power point. They do all those flamers, so we got full gen bashing up here as well. So I still think the gen bashing is still very, very similar for both sides. That's what the Lord Commissar, Stubbornness. The Lord Commissar refuses to fall when his men fight. Self-regenerate regenerate by 10.5% every 16, 8, 4, 2 seconds, and his damage increases by 10, 20, 30, 40 when surrounded by at least 1, 10, 20, 30 of loyal troops. So in other words, the more models, the better. And just execute. Here comes the melter guns. You don't ever see people execute this model, so that greatly increased the rate of fire there, allowing them to instantly kill that Razorback. Did the melter bomb on the Razorback detonate after the Razorback actually went down? The executing models must be absurdly overpowered, just people don't do it. Remember as well though, stormtroopers have a full squad of melter guns, so he lost the melter gun but still killed off that Razorback instantaneously. I think that he also executed one of them while camouflage as well. Was the stormtrooper revealed when he got executed? Either way, I think that execute ability may be much more powerful than I ever realized. It's really good for apparently for gen bashing, really good for killing off transports. I wonder what else could be very useful for. The autocannon? It'd be useful for, say, the autocannon. Overall, I think I find the autocannon a little bit lackluster. If it was just a pack a little bit more punch versus light vehicles, it'd probably be good. It's going to be a low power game, that's for sure. The Force Commander has a big reserve of requisition, but not a lot of power because he doesn't have a power generator up here. He could activate this one and pull out some power generators. Imperial Guardsmen, this one has been upgraded with plasma guns, very nice. Now do also have a second squad of stormtroopers who've been upgraded with overcharged hot shot las guns. So he's spending his requisition because they need to spend it. And it looks like the Force Command is going for another tactical marine squad. It's might as well because you just have so much requisition. Lord Commissar shield does go down there. He may spot this other tactical marine squad. He obviously doesn't. For his other tactical marine squad, he could go for a second flamer since that'd be effective against the Imperial Guard. Probably not a good idea to go for plasma guns, honestly. There's just too many individual models for the Imperial Guardsmen. You have the Force Commander trying to overrun the overcharged hotshot las guns of the Stormtroopers. Lord Commissar is charging forward, gets good damage on in. It does manage to camouflage away. Flamers, Imperial Guardsman does receive some fire there. You could try focusing on the Force Commander, but he's been upgraded the Iron Halo to make it even more durable. And does get a great special attack there. Flamer squad needs to fall back sooner rather than later. He may actually lose that squad entirely. The models remain. Does get a good plasma gun shot there, but I think he actually will escape on out of there. No teleport pact. As the Iron Halo. Catch Devil's squad does fall back, and this generator will be bashed. The Imperial Guard player does have plenty of red points, so does the Force Commander. Both of them above 500, but both of them are tier 2, so can't call them their nukes.
Complete.
You have now the Stern Guard veterans backing on off from the Lord Commissar. Stormtroopers with hot overcharged shot las guns are pushing the way forward, getting some good damage there onto the various tactical marine squads. Lord Commissar may need to get the Stormtroopers may need to push a little bit farther forward to get Lord Commissar's stubbornness going to get him some good health regen. Does fall back, throws a grenade, unsuccessful. And the Stormtrooper squad does fall back as well. Over here, the Force Commanders capture the VPs. The VPs are in favor of the Lord Commissar by a small margin, which is shrinking now. It's soon to be a double capture against, or nope, just a single capture. The Melta guns managed to capture a point as well.
No mercy, no
Force Commander will spot the Stormtroopers. And over here, you got the Stern Guard veterans. Force and Imperial Guardsmen. Getting the Commissar upgrades on these Imperial Guardsmen is very important because it will help the Lord of Commissar's stubbornness.
enemy guardsmen spotted. On guard.
Agion Devil's advancing forward, and he does have the Sarge upgrade as well, giving him one extra Melta gun, which make him generally more effective versus everything. Force Commander's now receiving quite a bit of fire there from the Stormtroopers and from the Imperial Guardsmen. This Imperial Guardsman has a Commissar upgrade as well.
My faith is my shield. My fury is my sword.
Doesn't get a kill there. We got the Stormtroopers advancing forward. Tactical Marine Squad unupgraded behind some heavy cover. Flamer Squad does get some burn damage there onto those Stormtroopers. Does get spotted by something right there. I'm not sure how they're spotted. I don't see any scouts nearby to spot them. And looks like the Commissar model himself does receive quite a bit of fire. But you got now the Lord Commissar is falling back. Full retreat coming out by the Imperial Guard. Flamer Squad will burn down more generators now. And now you got the Scout Squad. Perhaps on an eye grenade here. Catch Devils get a shotgun blast there, showing them how to take their own medicine. And the Flamers will go and destroy those power generators. Librarian deployed on the field, as well as a Devastator. Not Devastator, Heavy Weapons team. And I forgot to sneeze again. My apologies. Catch Devils falling back. Does receive some melee hits there as well. Imperial Guardsman falls back. Does completely deactivate the point as well. Stalling out any more power generation. Stormtroopers are advancing forward. Melta guns are receiving some hits there from the Force Commander. May want to just avoid the region at the moment. Devastator setting up. Gets a good suppression there on the Force Commander. Taking out shield now. Stormtroopers may want to eye a grenade right there. Throws out a grenade on top of the Tactical Marine Squad. Gets some good damage there. Metal guns now focusing down the Force Commander. Metal guns melt everything. And almost going down. Nope, doesn't go down at the moment. And the Stormtrooper Squad will need to fall back, and he does save the Force Commander there. Library does use a cast on him. The Library does get suppressed there, and does get good smite onto the Imperial Guardsman. Oh, here we got the Tactical Marine Squad. Blows up its own demolition charge there from the grenade launcher, I believe, and did do a lot of damage there. And now we do have, of course, the Tactical Marine Squad falling on back. Now now we do have the Cash Devils. They do fall back away from the Force Commander. Force Commander is quickly pursuing them. Got the Librarian advancing forward with the Flamer of the Tactical Marine Squad. Rear Guards receive quite a bit of damage there. Stormtroopers receive a good smite there as well. War Commissar charging forward. Stubbornness will keep them quite stubbornly alive. The Stormguard Veteran Squad does fall back. At the current rate, the Stormguard Veterans could be uploaded with high explosive rounds against Imperial Guardsmen. Imperial Guardsmen, of course, very, very vulnerable to AoEs. Good suppression there by the heavy weapons team. And Lord Commissar does fall back. Stubbornness is not really activating properly right now. There we go. Now Stubbornness is active. Stormtroopers get some good damage there onto the Scout Squad, and it does fall back now. Up down south, of course, got the Lord Force Commander getting knocked back by the grenade launcher barrage. May see a shotgun blast. Yes, we do. Now let's see, Stormtroopers do see a bit of fire there. No grenade on the retreat path. Assault Marines jumping on forward. It's maybe meant for a Vanguard veterans, or at least something to counter that heavy weapons team. Heavy weapons team will need to fall back. Stormtroopers melter guns fall back as well. Imperial Guardsman does get a good volley onto the Assault Marines. Lord Commissar is advancing forward. And the Assault Marines do fall back. No Sergeant upgrade on them just yet. Ooh. Was that the sniper ability? Oh, he swapped up to the Flak Jacket. Inspire Courage replaced with Inspire Terror, allowing Lord Commissar to execute an enemy instead. Also increases health by 150. It does lose his extra health regen, which is a big difference. It is very important. I suppose he already has plenty of health regen from Stubbornness. Does use that Scout Squad as well. He gave him the Scout Squad. The Scout Squad's a very effective squad, and plus a cheap, fast, mobile capping squad.
The enemy is claiming a victory point.
Now he's down to 3 Tactical Marines, if you include the Stormguard Veteran and the Assault Marine. And a lot of red points. We upgraded the Sergeant now. That could be meant for our Vanguard Veterans. Good jump there, knocking back the Imperial or the Cash Devils. Cash Devils trying to camouflage away, but they do fully withdraw. Lord Commissar is falling back as well. Stormguard Veterans who have not been fully reinforced. And now we've got the Melter Guns finding some volley across there on the Force Commander.
100 points remaining.
Heavy weapons team will get engaged in melee, and the Melter Guns do fall back as well. Tactical Marine Squad does force back those Stormtroopers and do have some Ogryn deployed on the field. Red's down to 205 VPs, his opponent's down to only 85. Your Guardsman does get some damage there onto the Stormguard Veteran. Keeps laying down that heavy cover there, but his opponent keep on just trying to tie him with melee. The heavy cover has not been useful whatsoever. That was a good try, nonetheless.
Power node to the enemy.
Ready for duty. My fury knows
All the VPs are now captured by the Force Commander. And the Imperial Guards player will need to change that sooner rather than later, because having triple capture like that does count down against you quite quickly. The weapons team does get engaged in melee by the Sternguard, or the not Sternguard veterans, the Assault Marines. The weapons team do fall back. Ogryn charging forward now. No bonehead sergeant on the build queue. He's going to be trying to wipe out that heavy weapons team. Does not get a second slice onto the heavy weapons team, and they do fall back with Ogryn.
Issuing new weapon loadouts.
Motor guns charging forward, trying to get some good damage onto perhaps the Sternguard veterans, or hold for a moment in order to allow them to capture the VP. Does start firing the Sternguard veterans now. Ogryn does get some good damage onto them as well. Ogryn now getting severely damaged. We upgrade the Bonehead Sergeant now. And now the Ogryn do fall back. The Bonehead Sergeant has been completed. And this point has not been decaptured. The assault marine squad or tactical marine squad with plasma guns has been forced on back. The other tactical marine squad is still here, and the melter gun squad will need to fall back. One model is pretty far away, so should be able to escape out no problem. Stormtrooper with hot shot blast guns do get engaged by the tactical marines in melee. As Neville's pushing way forward, we may see these forces engaging. Another squad of assault marine squad on the field. Both sides just said basically not going any farther forward. Both sides need to start spamming out their red points. They both have so much. Force Commander has been upgraded to Power Fist now. And the Assault Marines do jump forward, getting great knockbacks there. Needs to fall back now. Ogren's charging forward. Assault Marine or Soldier Squad does fully fall control. And you got the Guardsmen still not falling back. Melter Guns charging forward, gets big damage there. And Ogren now stomping the way forward, knocking around a lot of forces. This Assault Marine Squad's receiving quite a bit of fire now. You got the... It does wipe out that entire Assault Marine Squad. And that was the older one. Heavy weapons team advancing forward. Ogren, all these forces are going to be rotating away to engage that Assault Marine Squad. Does fall back nice and early with it. And the Catch Double or Tactical Marine Squads capture the right side of the map. The blue player's on the 41 tickets. He's doing a good job of reclaiming tickets for his opponent. The Imperial Guards went down to 96. Imperial Guards been trying to capture that point. There's a lot of models for that Force Commander to punch, to kill, stop him. Ogren going to be now punching the Force Commander. Looks like the Ogren did lose their Bonehead Sergeant, and I think he just swapped out his upgrade. Yep, Lord Commissar swapped back the comparative pace armor and or discipline. Assault Marine Squad just gets some good damage there onto the Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper Melter Guns will need to fall back sooner rather than later. And now the Star Guard veterans may go down to the Ogren. And the Lord Commissar does get a good slice there, but it does not take out that Star Guard veteran. He does lose the Stormtrooper squad as well. That was the Melter Gun one, which is a bit of a shame. They're very good. And did he? Oh, he just swapped out back the Flakjack and executed the last remaining model. No, he didn't. That was not the last remaining model. The Star Guard veteran had got its reinforcements up and going.
Those who hold fast to the Emperor are never truly defeated.
And looks like the Force Commander has surrendered. This is Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.